to put it on. Okay.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Lauren at 5 in Second Life on Tuesdays. Today's show is titled.
Yay.
Everybody say, what is the title of today's show?
What is penises and vagina?
Today's show.
All right, now, those of you that know the title, please say it.
Penis Vagina Show. Oh, sorry, the Vagina Penis Show.
Yes.
That's correct. This is the Penis and Vagina Show. For all you people out there that have Google searched those words and are now looking at this wondering, what the hell is going on? Okay? Pull your underwear back up because this is not what you thought.
Oh, man. Damn it. Why did I even come here? You promised me something totally different.
Penises and vaginas in Second Life.
Yes, well, just so you know, the word vagina comes from Latin, which means a sheath or a scabbard, a place to put your sword, okay? And the penis is derived from another Latin word that means tail. It pops up in Cicero's. By now, we've lost everybody who freaking just simply logged into it.
Everybody wanted to know about that, yeah.
What?
Wait a second. Is Cicero's an Italian restaurant?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
But this I like the
Damn
best. Testicle, all right? Most likely came from the Latin word testis, a term witness or gives testimony in a legal setting. So that means that your balls see what's going on and make...
Wait.
And finally, we won't go through the rest. Ejaculate arises from the Latin word ejaculor, suggesting hurling and shooting. So it's sort of like, you know, part of the Olympic ceremony. So that's it. And by the way, as you all know, around the world, there were different names for the penis. You may have known that in 14th century England. Do you know this, Augie? In 14th century England, it was called a yard. Did you know that?
Of course I do. I was around.
Now it's called an inch.
That's not true. We're metric now. We call it a centimeter.
Yeah. And by the way, pizzle pops up in Old English via German and Flemish as a term for a penis, especially when describing the fibrous parts of the organ.
What?
Yeah. Our ancestors attached the pizzles of bulls to the tips of whips and dried them to make chew toys for dogs. Now
Chew
that's
toys.
something we should. That's something we need to let ISIS know what we can do with them if they keep this up. Okay.
Question: what are the fibrous parts of the penis?
I don't know. You'll have to look for them. Find out. So there you go. So now, fortunately, thousands of people have actually clicked on this, only to be disappointed like they've been all their life with internet sex. But here are a few other things you can call the penis. It's also known as Adolf, albino cave dweller. That I don't know where that one came from, but you can figure that. Baby arm, baby maker, baloney pony, beaver basher, beef whistle, bell on a pole, bishop, Bob Dole. It was called Bob Dole. Did you know that? Broomstick. Braccioli, bratwurst, burrito candle, chode, chopper, chub, chubby,
Burrito can.
cranny, axe, cum gun, and on and on. I won't go through all that. That's enough. You don't need to know all those, do you? So we'll get to the last one.
Oh, come on.
The
You're just getting
one,
warmed up.
The very last one is called a yogurt gun. That's the new updated version.
A yogurt.
Is that natural or, you know, Greek?
By the way, right.
Oh.
Natural. It's Greek. It's it's Greek. So welcome everyone. Yeah. Hey, I can't believe it. You know, I have a friend whose mother passed away, and 4 years later she's still getting mail. You know, so there's one thing asked. You know, said that her car insurance was going to expire. So I suggested to my friend she should call that number and say, "Oh, is it really? Well, I must tell you that I now have wings. Are you insuring those as well?" You know? God almighty, it's unbelievable. By the way, other important news that you may or may not know about is why hippies thought smoking banana peels could get you high. Does anybody know why?
No.
Yeah. Yep. It started
Hippies
in the
are gullible.
60s. 1967, Country Joe McDonald, lead singer of Country Joe and the Fish, found a large banana previously used as a part decoration. And he put it on his car, drove around or whatever, and that announced that smoking banana peels would induce a hallucinogenic response, okay? This led to countless ways, those of you who are old enough to know, of dealing with bananas in order to get high, from sticking a piece of spearmint gum in it and letting it rot, to buying tons of bananas and doing this, that, and everything else to them, to some people saying that bananas actually did it because they were smuggling drugs in the bananas, okay? But I thought the best was one of the later recipes, bananas, and then you had to add alcohol and the chemical use dichloromethane. Now, interesting, that's a carcinogen often used to strip paint. I think that if you take alcohol and dichloromethane, you can forget the bananas, okay? You don't need any bananas at that point.
I suspect.
Yeah, don't you think that? Yeah. So, so anyhow, and by the way, some of you may want to know, this is to continue the people that are tuning in elsewhere, why a vagina is called a pussy, which is one of Thinkerer's happy moments thing. But it's actually called from the 19th century term, which referred to anything like that was soft and furry, pussy willow, pussy cat, all right? And that's how it came about, all right? So the British have been naming all this stuff. Why didn't you do something else besides name stuff, you know?
We could. We owned the world.
Yes, you did.
Oh, you gotta name it. You say, that's mine. What is it? Well, I don't know. And that's not yours, then.
Yeah, right. Now look at the people. Putin is taking over all the different parts. ISIS is working for Putin and all the rest of it. And what are we going to do? I think we should just scratch it off, let them all kill each other. Right. But anyhow, behind me, if you want to know what this is the Principality of Sealand. Now, how many people know about that?
Oh, I know what it is.
It's located in the North Sea. Mm-hmm. And this is the date when it became the Principality of Sealand a long time ago, but actually on, I think it was 1967 is when it was declared, and it was
an independent nation.
Yes, right.
Independent nation. Somebody wanted to set up a pirate radio, got on board there.
He died in October of 2012 at the age of 91, and his son, Michael, is now the regent.
Okay, my question is, can you get broadband on that, or is that...
yeah, let me tell you, what you can get on this is not what you want, all right? And just to go with it perfectly, right below my feet, on this date in 1969, the first ATM machine, there it is, which was located at Rockefeller Center, and it was a chemical bank. There it is, see? Look at what we've wrought from that, from one thing like that. You can't believe it.
It's made my life easy.
Notice that they have no men in the picture, just a woman and a baby getting money out of the machine.
It was a simpler time.
It was a simpler time. Before men.
Was home trying to find his bank card.
Right.
You deposited a baby and you got $20.
Inflation.
Yeah.
What do you think of sluts are
Now,
for?
I have to ask you this because you're in an old age home, right? And I saw this movie Calvary, which was kind of fun, and there was one scene. The guy was pretty old, and he said, "You know, you've gotten really old when nobody talks about death anymore to you."
Because it's rude.
Right. So here are some death jokes to keep you young, okay?
Yeah.
Yippee.
The difference between sex, the difference between sex and death is death you can do alone and nobody laughs at you.
That's good.
Yeah. Do you know what the death rate is around here? 1 per person.
That.
If you can see Chuck Norris, he can see you. If you can't see Chuck Norris, you may be only seconds away from death. Hillary Clinton goes to a psychic who tells her, "Prepare yourself for widowhood. Your husband is about to die a violent death." Mrs. Clinton takes a deep breath and replies, "Will I be acquitted?" By the way, Geo has this all up on YouTube all the time, and if you guys go and click on it or do whatever, we may get this promoted because, you know, they have reruns of everything now, like Lucy and shit. Eventually, they're going to want to watch this because they've seen everything else.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. So, also, my dear friend Charlize came up with a few things. Let me tell you some of the stuff she sends over to me. Okay, 1, Chile declares UFOs pose no threat to aircraft. That is such a great piece of news to
Thank
know.
You were so worried there for a minute.
There's been a study, absolutely.
That's good to know.
And just so you know, Wes Welker, you know, in case you don't know who that is, she can tell you, may have popped Molly cut with a amphetamines at the Kentucky Derby. So apparently he is getting temporarily suspended for so many games or something like that. And that's where that is. Okay. So that's it. The show's over. Hope you had a good time, Augie. Thank you all for coming. What a
Yeah.
And Orchid had her hair done today, right? Orchid, right? You got a whole do done?
It looks great.
Yep, it sure does. And Phemie Alcott is performing tonight. So that those of you who've never heard her will get to hear her. Is it her or a he, Jamie? I don't know.
Hurry. With that name, it could be.
It is a her, and it's pronounced Phemie.
Oh, Phemie. 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 Is that like she wants to be fed or freed? Phemie.
I have no idea. You'll have to ask her, Lauren.
Hello, Kerfax. Nice to see you. Oh, that's lovely. And Bevy O is here, too. Hello, Bevy. And it's nice to see Faith is here. Yeah, that's great. So we've had some fun. Oh, I forgot this. No wonder nobody came, except for you guys. I didn't send out the message. Well, let's send it out now. See what happens. Here we go. We send it out to all countless people. There we go.
All the ships
Wow.
at sea.
That's it. All right. Well, we're 12 minutes late. We'll see what happens to that group. Okay.
You mix the penis and vaginas become anyway.
Well, that's the way it goes, you know. Yep. Waging a desperate fight, an Iraqi town holds off the militants. You know, that's like ridiculous. Simply being in Iraq is a desperate fight. Are you kidding? Yeah. And Putin says he's going to take Kiev in 2 weeks and then give it back just to show that he can do it. So that's the end of the show, and that's great. And we do not have all of our other comedians tonight, but I'm going to bring up right away tonight, first thing, Catboy. Come on, get up here.
All right.
Hey,
Okay, just let me
come on,
set up.
Catboy.
Oh gosh darn it, my screen went blank on me. Just a second, I gotta get it back on. Come on, one.
You didn't expect to come up this soon, did you?
Two. No, I didn't. No, I
Yeah,
did not.
well, we're quick around
All
here.
right, hit the stand. There we go.
Expect the unexpected.
I'm not even dressed. I mean, when you see me in this outfit, I might as well be naked.
I don't want to know what you look like in First Life. Okay, none of us are dressed. Okay,
I'm dressed.
This is my
wearing a
nude
silk
outfit. This is my deep.
TMI.
This is my default outfit. I haven't had a chance. I had a job interview
it's
today.
your
I am
default
terrible.
outfit.
Yes, it
Default.
is. Your black and white default.
I had a job interview today, so I've been terribly distracted. I had so much to
Wait,
do.
you rolled that to a job interview?
Yes, I did.
What
Yes,
made
well.
you do that? Why
Well, the job's yours.
Was it on the boulevard? Like, I'm
Yeah.
not sure what's happening here.
Yeah,
the
it was,
first life interview or second life?
First life interview.
Wow.
And no, I was not a cigarette girl, although this kind of looks like a cigarette girl outfit. Remember those cigarette girls? They wore those little cute little cocktail
Yes.
dresses, and they had that little cigar. Sometimes they had little bunny ears on their head. Anyway,
They're just called
What
hookers now.
yeah. Remember there was on news a lady in Seattle. She was selling topless coffee, and she just got busted because apparently it was also a brothel, and everyone's like, so just no one read that story. No one read that story.
What
I don't
story?
have the set. Well, the lady in Seattle was running a coffee shop where she was topless, right? And she got tips for being topless, and they decided to arrest her for prostitution. Saying if you give her $5 to show me your boobs, you either have them all the time, or you cover them up and keep them that way, but you're not allowed to like boop, $5 and haul them out or whatever. Apparently that's prostitution over there.
Haul them out.
Well, it's not
I
the
know.
show me state, so.
Anyway, well, speaking of nudity, about 100. Did anyone hear on the news? At least 100 celebrities, at least that's what I heard, had their nude photos leaked this past week because they uploaded their photos to the cloud service, and the whole thing's been hacked, and it's been Kate Upton and Jennifer Lawrence and a whole mess of people. And when I read this,
no man. Did you see a single man's nude photo?
No, not
we didn't
a
get
single
any
man.
girls. Did
Not
you see
man.
that? No way.
It's all female.
Yep.
Yeah, what was that?
What a shock! What's up with that?
I know that
Come
there
on.
was loads of men's stuff released, but nobody cared.
Yeah.
In a lot of states, there's still laws on
Yeah,
the books that make
Kevin
it
Smith's
legal.
nude photos got released. No one cared. I don't
Oh
wanna
dear
see
God!
it. I don't want to see it. No, I don't want. No.
Apple denies it. It
Seth
has
Rogen's
anything
nude
to do
photos
with
got
iCloud.
released. Nah, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I've already got them. What?
But,
Sorry, no, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, but one thing I always follow these stories just to see all these names of celebrities of people. I have no idea who the hell they are. You know, I mean, I had to go looking them up. But who would have thought that files on the internet would not be secure? Oh God.
Who was surprised it was iCloud? I mean, come on. I mean, please. Oh my God.
Let's take naked pictures of yourself and put them on the internet.
And just
On the
upload them
cloud,
to a
yeah, like-
media.
No one will
and
ever
make
see
share with
it.
the entire world, and then suddenly we're
So surprising. They're just saved there forever. Nobody's going to look at them. Right. Are you kidding?
Okay,
Half
well,
the
turns
people
out
at Apple were pouring over them for a month.
Oh my God! And the sun's hot. Shit.
Oh,
Who
no.
knew?
I love if I sleep with my iPhone under the pillow, it overheats and explodes. Who would have thought that would happen? Oh my God. That's happened like 5 times the past 2 weeks. There's been stories of that all over the
Turn
place. It's
on
like,
your iPhone.
why
and
are
look
you
at
sleeping with an
on your
iPhone under your
Absolutely.
pillow?
Absolutely.
Ah,
And you
yeah.
know something else, Haley? And that's really simple. I mean, come on.
True.
If you're
Yep.
going to take the picture and it's there, that's it. I mean, how
Yeah,
stupid are
it's
these
gonna be
girls
out
in
there.
Hollywood?
Really stupid.
Although I must say, Sarah, you don't have
Well,
some of the best
I
outfits.
heard as to how this hacking was accomplished, and this is going to be so typical
saw the
because it's
bits?
something that all of us in Second Life have seen, and that was, it turns out it was a phishing scam. When they tried to access their files through Wi-Fi, someone imitated the login, just like they do here in Second Life. Remember that phishing scam? DrFran actually
yeah.
got hacked. Remember they
I
sent
must
that
have
out?
got hacked. Yeah, I got hacked.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. They just have the imitation sign-in thing that actually takes them to their real account and steals their password. Well, now we know what those guys have been up to ever since they've been out of Second Life. You notice they haven't been around here in about a week or so. Yeah. You notice they've been gone. Like, as soon as the story broke, hey, we haven't seen those guys in here. Well, that's where they went. They said, they wonder if they're going to catch the guy. Well, he's been on the news bragging about it for 2 or 3 days. You think they're going to catch him?
4chan.
Well,
You
you know,
think?
if you're ever suspected of doing something like that, just go and admit it, because then it'll take years for them to catch you.
I guess so.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that works. I'll go with that. Oh, here's a good idea. Past week, did anyone hear about this very heartwarming story, lovely story? This past week in Texas, a group of firefighters rescued a 65-year-old John McCormick who was having a heart attack while mowing his lawn. Took him to the hospital. He's fine. While he was in the hospital, the firefighters returned to Mr. McCormick's home to finish mowing his lawn.
They finished mowing his lawn, yep.
Finish mowing his lawn. That just goes to show when you got to have your heart attack when you're doing really difficult chores. Right? Hey, I've got company coming over next week. You know, I have to cook a turkey. You know,
I'll do it while I'm doing my taxes.
I'm cooking a turkey. No. Oh,
No,
there we
cooking
go.
a turkey is about the easiest thing you can cook.
I wonder
Really?
how many
Then
fires
you
they
can have,
ignored
yeah,
to
you
mow
can
that
prepare
lawn.
my Thanksgiving dinner.
It's like
All right.
so easy. You throw it in there and it's like you...
Oh,
She goes
okay.
down to the
Flip it
deli and
over a couple of
picks it
times.
up and brings it home.
Yeah, you just
Turkey's done.
and it's done. You know.
Buy a
Oh
smoked
my God.
turkey. You don't have to
Please
do
don't tell me
anything.
you're the kind of that eats the turkey rolls. I had one of those once. I had a nightmare. I was eating a pillar of salt. Instead of being turned into one, I had to eat it.
What if a
It was
turkey tries to
terrible.
You should put a turkey roll out to see what a turkey would do if it saw it.
Oh my God! It would just roll over and play dead.
No.
Uh,
Haley gets a real turkey, the whole big turkey, and
Oh,
cooked and
excellent.
shows up. Yep.
And
Okay.
it's so easy.
Yeah,
It's
it's-
an easy
What's the phone number?
Did anyone hear
They
Deliver.
take American Express.
Yeah.
And they come with the electric knife. Remember those electric knives?
Oh, hold on.
Carver.
With a-
If anyone makes a
With a
movie
man
of
in a white
of
coat.
yeah, if anyone makes a movie with an electric knife in it, you know it's just going to be a '70s throwback film. Like
That's
there's
great,
a
yeah.
'70s right there. Yeah. By the
I
way,
have
has
an
anyone
electric
heard?
knife.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it 1970? I don't know. Anyone heard on? There's been tons of news out of Toronto. There was a fist fight on an airplane. There
Yes.
was a couple of people that got drunk and they got kicked off. And now this latest news, people are just going nuts on airplanes all over the place. Delta Airways, a fight broke out between two passengers, and I've seen this product, and I bet you Lauren's probably seen it too.
It's $20.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
he's way ahead of me. It's when you
I
try to
made my
recline
own.
your chair. When you
Yeah.
try to
Knee
recline your chair,
defender.
that's the knee
Yeah.
blocker thing,
Yeah.
right? The knee
Yeah.
defender.
Yeah.
Right? Well, if someone tried
Yeah.
use the knee defender. The person who was trying to recline their chair got upset. A big fist fight broke out. Everyone got arrested or went to jail. You know, and I have an idea for a new
That
device.
knee defender might work, but this knife in your heart is going all the way through.
The electric knife. Electric knife. Remember to bring
The electric knife. Yeah.
just bring the electric knife.
Delta, is there a place I can plug in my electric knife? I want to kill the knee defender.
Oh, that's funny.
Could
I
use
got
it
an-
on a
I got
plane.
an
It's an
idea
electronic
for-
device.
Well, hold on to that electric knife. I've got an idea for a brand new product that'll solve this problem. It's called the amputator. Right? We can guarantee 50% more leg room. Just cut your legs up below the knee. We can call it Toulouse-Lautrec Airways.
God.
God.
Toulouse. If you think I pronounced that badly, you should have seen the way how I spelled it. I spelled it like this. Toulouse-Lautrec. This is how I spelled that.
Oh, right, that's the Star Trek spin-off I've been wanting to watch, yeah.
Oh, with the whole crew's walking around on their knees because they've been... See, that now Kirk can look tall compared to everybody if you do that. Huh? That would work. Okay, in Arizona, what's happening here? In Arizona, a man was arrested because he burned and urinated on a Bible. Oh, you don't do this down south. People will get upset. But
Well, wait,
what happened
who
was...
does that up north? At what point do you think, well, I'm just going to, I need a piss?
Oh, I'm
Oh,
just
here's
gonna
a
have-
Bible.
There's a Bible. This outraged the man's local community so much, and he said, if you're pissed off now, imagine how much angry you would have been if the cops showed up about 2 minutes later. I had to go number 2. Now, I want to show you a photo of a woman who...
No!
Get a load of this. A woman. This is a woman who is known for being like a bit curvy, and then somebody drew a cartoon caricature of her, so she paid to have $200,000 worth of cosmetic surgery so that she would look like a cartoon exaggeration of herself.
No.
Yes, this is what she did. Little cartoon exaggeration. Now, what I want to know is, if somebody draws a cartoon of her now, does that mean that she has to go through that again just to push it even further? Is it going to become a cycle? It's like they draw a cartoon and then, whoops, well, okay, now we got to push the cheeks out, we got to push the boobs out, we got to do this and that.
That looks
and the
like
other
Angelina Jolie.
thing. Just a wee bit. It's Angelina Jolie. Oh, I want to show you a photo that you're going to absolutely love. I'm going to turn this around. I don't have a joke for this. It's just something that cropped up, and I
Oh,
have
he's
to
going to pull
Look
one of those
at this.
little... Oh.
Losing that. And the title of this is, They Follow Him Everywhere. The dog tries to sleep, he tries to go away, but the kittens follow him everywhere. Then they curl up and go to sleep.
That's so
Wait,
delightful.
are you saying that there's like, there's kitten pictures on the internet? Is that what you're saying?
No? No, that's a rumor. That's...
They're not
That
pussies
is-
yet.
The pussy. The pussy. The pussy. Okay, in Austria. Oh, here's it's some bad news. In Austria, a SWAT team is embarrassed because they kicked down the door of a suspected drug dealer, and it turns out they had the wrong address. Oh dear. The SWAT team has been receiving international criticism and embarrassment, including from the LAPD, who said, you break down the wrong door, you don't shoot the dog, you don't shoot the owner, you don't burn the place down. You call that police work? Okay, now I got something here from... I thought this might help kill some time. Here are something I got from IO9, and it's called 10 Words That You Didn't Know Used to Be Dirty. These were actually dirty words at one time. And I'm going to read them out for you. And they're a bit baffling. I was like, you would hear it's like, this is a dirty word. Number 10 is earnest. Earnest was a dirty word. Apparently, the very first time it was ever censored, Oxford... somebody named Jane Gabriel Nicholson made a homosexual love poetry called Love in Earnest. I
actually thought it came from that it was actually a bit of Cockney, and the fellow said, Ernest was quite a bit prickly.
Wait, was that a British accent that you tried then? I'm offended.
Yeah, he went to the Dick Van Dyke School of Accent Tree.
Well, you go do it then, Ernest. You do it in the British accent. Let's hear you do it. Come on, use the word Ernest in a filthy way.
I'm Canadian, and that offended me too.
My ears are bleeding.
Oh, great. That's great. Okay, now here's number 9 is occupy. Occupy had a sexual connotation, the word occupy, the way people use penetrate or enter. I could sort of see that going. But it really makes Occupy Wall Street Rally a really bit awkward if you give that give it some thought.
Occupy.
Occupy. Dirty word. Now here's something...
Maybe occupy me.
Occupy.
I'm going to occupy you so much, I'm going to put a 10 in there.
A 10.
In earnest.
In earnest.
Wow, one more comment like that, we're going to have to change the sim rating to adult.
Yeah.
No, we're going to go to completely immature the next level up.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now here's number 8, and this one I have truly trouble believing it is. This is a dirty word, a very dirty word, nunnery. Get thee to a nunnery.
It's going to be a British person who made that a dirty word. It's got to be.
This none of re.
Oh, well, what do you know? As
Nunnery.
everyone knew in Shakespeare's time, there were 2 meanings for the word nunnery. It would either be a convent or a brothel. Right. Wow, boy, could you ever get that screwed up? Imagine walking into a convent and, just handing somebody 20 pounds and saying, I want an over-under and a reach around and tickle my ass with a feather. I do that all the time at the local convent around here.
Honey.
I want to occupy.
Honey, you're such a convent.
In earnest.
In earnest.
In earnest.
Instead of in bed at the end of a fortune cookie.
Oh my gosh.
Be in earnest.
Okay.
There's going to be about 10 or 20 people who are going to be wandering around after this and just saying, in earnest, at the end of every sentence.
And then, yes, and expecting people to laugh.
Who's this earnest person?
They're going to be like, let's occupy in earnest. Occupy a nunnery in earnest. Now you got all words.
Yeah, we're going to try
get you in a nunnery.
So occupy a nunnery in earnest is so far the sentence. Let's continue.
Now it's dirty.
Okay, well, here's another one. Yeah, which take all these words and put them in one sentence. Here's number 7, token, which used to be a vulgar word for a venereal disease.
What was it?
Token. Token, T-O-K-E-N, token, as in a game token. Or
it
the
still is a word for venereal disease. You use it when you get in the subway.
Ah!
You got token from Hoken.
Now here's a word, it's not difficult to believe.
To can occupy in earnest a nunnery.
Oh, God.
Okay. Now here's a word that's not so difficult to believe. Scumbag used to be considered so dirty that it was censored from the New York Times. Did not appear It did not appear in the New York Times crossword puzzle until the year 2006. Scumbag.
And
What
then
does
you
it
only
mean?
got 10 points.
It's slang. When it started out, it was slang for wearing a condom. Let's see if you could use something for that. Scumbag. Well, that's a good name for your penis.
Signed. Oh, wait. Toucan, occupy in earnest a nunnery.
There you go.
Signed. What's God signed?
Scumbag.
Scumbag.
Okay, try to.
Hey, I just want to mention something right now.
Oh my
I've got to
gosh.
mention something right now.
Yes.
I just want you all to be aware that we're all going to hell, and apparently we're all happy about it.
Oh, good.
What the hell? We're already there.
I thought Second Life was hell. Is that not the general consensus?
Look at the
Yes.
place in
I'm in the wrong place.
All right.
Okay,
Next
here's
word
number 5. Number 5. This
for
is gonna- if you-
$500, Bob.
$500. This one's going to help you make a sentence, and we're going to try to do all 10 of these words in one sentence. Hat. It's a slang for genitalia.
What?
It's slang.
Hat?
Hat is a slang for hat. H-A-T. Hat. A slang
it's
for
old
genitalia.
hat, actually. It's old.
Old.
hat.
Oh, hey, old hat.
Hey,
That's-
not
that's
that
the
old. Thank you
slang.
very much, lady.
Toucan, take off your old hat and occupy in earnest a nunnery. Scumbag.
Hold on.
You know,
we're
we're gonna wind up
my
censored.
genitals? You just want me to take them off? How do I do that? Are you to touch my belly?
You're in Second Life. You
Second
totally
life,
tip your
baby.
hat.
Detach
Yeah.
all.
You can do that, yeah.
Ow.
Okay, now here's another one. It's number 4 is Burke. Innocent nowadays, that old Burke, that the sun shone out of my brother's every orifice. That Burke.
I don't get it.
Rhyming slang. It's a what is it? It's a rhyming slang. It means Berkeley Hunt. Rhymes with O. Berkeley Hunt rhymes with O.
Yeah, you can't say that word. Don't say that word. That word never gets said.
Okay,
There's
all right.
a
I'll
line.
say. There's a line.
I like Passion.
Okay.
Did you read Passion's comment there before you go to the next one? She said, a scumbag token tried to occupy a nunnery in earnest wearing only an old hat. Keep them coming.
All right. Number 3 is definitely going to help you write a sentence out. It's feet. It's a biblical swear word. Biblical. In the Bible, there are several old references of feet. Man goes into cave and uncovers his feet. A woman goes to sleeping on a man and uncovers his feet. I guess it's some sort of
yeah, you don't want to uncover somebody's feet.
Feet.
yeah. It's maybe
Feet.
it's like a
All right,
pun on
Passion,
word or
give us
something.
something with feet.
Oh yeah,
People
baby,
with
take the
tunics,
socks
they
off.
squatted, their feet were uncovered.
You
uncovering
old
their
toe
feet.
sucker.
It was,
Yeah.
it was just everybody knew that they didn't mean feet. They really meant the other
Okay. Now, uncovering the feet meant flipping the lower garments, which meant exposing your behind.
Oh,
somebody.
yes. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Now, should we go on to number 2? Number
Yes.
2, dirty word. Number 2 is, come on, where'd you go? Bread and butter.
Ah, bread and butter.
Bread and
That was
butter.
before there was KY.
That's basically Lauren is exactly right. This-
Flashlights.
Oh my goodness! But Lauren is exactly right. Apparently, this is the KY of the 1800s. Open faced sandwiches, bread and butter.
Is it salted or is it unsalted?
Toaster.
Hey, well, Passion's got it
Go
so
ahead,
far.
Lauren. Read Passion's comment.
Okay. A scumbag token tried to occupy a Burke nunnery serving bread and butter in earnest wearing a hat on his feet.
We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh my goodness. Okay, number 10. This is the number 1 dirty word of all time. And it could be an adverb, so this could be helpful in writing your sentence out. And that is fascinate.
Fascinate.
Fascinate is a huge ass dirty word. And let's see. The practice of a kind of sorcery called fascinaire. It's word fascinaire. Generally, when you look it up in etymology, fascinate. It translated as to enscroll or enchant. It actually means to hypnotize someone with your penis. Magic.
Oh, passion. You got this one. Go for it, man. God. Go for it.
Okay. How many
So
people
next
can
time
you
you say
hypnotize with your penis?
Your
magic?
penis magic.
You have to wave it back and forth so they fall
Hey,
asleep.
lady, you want to come and see my
You're
penis
feeling
magic? You're feeling sleepy.
Oh my god.
Did you get all this in a dream, Catboy? Angelique wasn't.
I've got the link for it. I swear I didn't make this up. Here, as a matter of fact, I'll leave it for you.
Only on your internet is there a link to this.
There you go. I did not make that up.
He owns that website. He made.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there's no escaping from it. It's all my fault. I'm bad. I'm bad.
All right, there you
Okay.
go. That's great.
Okay.
Passion. We're waiting for Passion's great
We're waiting.
final comment. She's
No stress.
typing it out
No
now.
stress.
Fingers getting a little sticky with the butter.
Oh gosh.
Here we go.
Little
Okay,
a
you go.
scumbag token fascinated by a feet nunnery tried to occupy a Burke serving bread and butter in earnest wearing only a hat.
You're arrested.
There we go.
You're under arrest.
And that's it.
You're being placed under arrest for obscenity.
Yep, there you go. That's great. Bravo.
Oh,
That's
my
fabulous. All right, and on you go.
On I go. Okay, I have a joke here that was sent to me by our Thinkerer called the Hookers Union.
Oh, good.
The Hookers Union. I'm going to read this out for everybody. The Hookers Union.
Is that where your interview was today?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. That's why I dress like this. See, a dedicated Teamsters union worker was attending a convention in Las Vegas and decided to check out the local brothels, because what else would you do if you're in Vegas? When he got to the first one, he asked the madam, "Is this a union house?" "No," she replied. "I'm sorry, it isn't." "Well, if I pay you $100, what cut do the girls get?" And the madam said, "The house gets $80 and the girls gets $20, she answered. Offended by such unfair dealings, a union man stomped off down the streets in search of a more equitable, hopefully unionized shop. His search continued, and finally he reached a brothel where the madam responded, "Why, yes, sir, this is a union house. We observe all union rules." The man asked, "Well, if I pay you $100, how much do the girls get?" And he said, "Girls get $80 and the house gets $20. And, "Well, that's more like it," said the union man. He handed the madam $100, looked around the room, and pointed stunningly an attractive green-eyed blonde. "I'd like her." "And I'm sure you would," said the madam, and then gestured to a 92-year-old woman on the corner. "But Ethel here is 67 years and she has seniority, so according to union rules, she's next."
Okay, there you go. Bravo.
Oh my gosh. All right. And that's all I have for tonight, everybody.
Well, that was good. Come on, we had more fun. Let's give it up. Let's give it up for Catboy.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good job,
Catboy.
Catboy.
That was
Good job.
rocking.
Thank you.
So this whole thing about these naked pictures, okay? I want you to know there's been some real feedback. Apparently, there are a number of women that are quite upset that their naked pictures didn't get taken off the cloud. I'm just going to read you some of the names of these women who have written and complained. Maggie Smith, Betty White, Julie Andrews, Shirley MacLaine, Ellen Bernstein, Julie Christie, Jane Fonda, Barbara Streisand, Vanessa Redgrave. That's just to name a few that are now complaining that their current naked pictures over 70 should actually be up there. Yeah, right. Yeah,
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that is right. Okay.
I resemble those remarks.
You resemble those remarks? Yeah, so a few more death jokes just for fun. Susie was all alone. It's 2 months since her dear Herbie had passed, and she couldn't seem to move on. Listen here, Susie said to her good friend Barbara, maybe you should go see a psychic. One of my friends did it after her husband died, and made her feel so much better knowing that her dearest was happy. So that's how on the next Tuesday, Susie found herself in a dim room with a crystal ball and a psychic talking in a calm voice. Is he here? Susie asked. Yes, I sense him, was her reply. Can you ask him if he's happy? Susie hesitantly asked. He's putting his hand to his mouth like he wants to smoke, said the psychic. Oh, of course, said Susie. He needs a cigar. Herbie can never last more than a few hours without a cigar. I guess they don't have those up there. Did he say where he is or how I could get one to him? Said the psychic. I can't seem to get that question across to him, but then again, said the psychic after a brief pause, he didn't say anything about needing a lighter. Okay. Let's see if you got that. Good. Try it.
You gotta be around Bill Clinton when that happens.
So, yeah, Bill Clinton, yeah. So that, all right. So I'll give you one more, another death joke. I'm doing these for because some of you are getting old enough now that people don't talk about death in front of you anymore, you know. So Eddie was a regular guy, except for the fact that he was an only child and that his billionaire father was breathing his last. Since Eddie was soon to be a billionaire, it only made sense that he should have a woman to share his riches with. So he approached his childhood crush. Hey, Sandra, I may look like a regular guy, but I'm soon going to be a billionaire. Do you want to come home with me? Sure thing, Sandra replied. I would love to come home with you. And that's the story how Sandra became Eddie's stepmother.
Okay. All right.
That's a Hollywood joke. All right. Excuse me. Yeah. So this is an old funeral joke. I don't know if you guys know this one. I've used this one before. I like this. When I was younger, I hated going to weddings. It seemed that all my aunts and the grandmotherly types used to come up to me, poking me in the ribs and cackling, telling me, "You're next." They stopped that shit after I started doing the same thing to them at funerals. So, Augie, how you doing? I'm so glad to see you here. We got some people here that haven't been here before. We got some people that have come that have, you know, like Augie's used to come. Used to actually be one of my representatives when there was Treat TV.
Representatives? You make me sound like a lawyer.
Yeah, well, you sort of were, weren't you? Hello, Derrick.
My solicitor.
Yeah, a solicitor. He was a solicitor.
Now you make me sound like a prostitute.
I was thinking more like a pimp, but yeah.
A pimp. Or a John.
So how many of you guys, you know, are all set for all these holidays coming up? My gosh, we got everything coming up. We got Halloween. You know they're selling Halloween stuff already? I've even seen Thanksgiving shit out in the stores.
I went to Walmart today, or not Walmart today, Sam's Club today, and they had their Christmas stuff out.
No.
Ew.
Really?
Yes.
I know, he's right. Yeah, Walmart will do that.
No, not Walmart. Sam's Club.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sam's Club, yeah.
Same thing.
But Walmart
They
is
own
doing
each other.
that.
Yeah,
well, they're a little different. Walmart, their slogan is always, and Sam's Club is always inappropriate. So,
I walked in and there was
here's
all the
some-
Christmas stuff.
Yes. Here's some horoscopes for all you guys, you know, because, you know, you guys need to know this. Anybody in here an Aries? We're talking about your second life, not your first life. Are you an Aries?
Aries.
Anyone? Well, if you are, raise your hand.
What are the months for Aries?
I don't know. Who cares? Check it out. Aries is probably whatever. You either know or you don't know, okay? But Aries, those of you with families in first life will be feeling a powerful need to get the hell out of second life because they're watching you. Other Aries will be drawn to get in touch with their past second life partners, and you may find yourself nostalgically flickering through family Flickr albums. Do you remember all the Flickr albums? How many people still maintain a Flickr album? You know?
I think
what?
I have
Flickr.
Yeah, but you still have one, but do you put anything up there anymore? Flickr?
Yeah, I do.
A lot of pictures of celebrities on there recently that I hacked.
Did you?
Oh, no, wait, sorry.
Call the
I've taken
feds,
some of
he's
the-
here.
Yeah, I've inserted some of them right into my first life family.
What happened with Flickr? I don't even know. What happened?
It's still there. Do you know what Flickr is? Are you over 4? No,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I know what Flickr is.
sounds
I
like a
just don't know
porn
the
site, but it's a
news
picture
that
one.
they happened.
And Flickr's
I
a
don't know what
dolphin.
happened.
I
His
love
name
Nothing
is
happened. I
Flicker.
was just saying, joking about us all having Flickr accounts.
Oh,
That was
I
okay.
thought it was a horse.
I thought that was Flipper.
Oh, Flicker the horse, right? Taurus. Anybody a Taurus?
My friend
I was
Flick-
only teasing, by the way, so I don't mean to offend anybody. Since I have so few friends left and you're the only one right here, I can't afford to lose anybody. All right. Taurus,
This flicker.
if you are single, then be prepared to be convinced that love at first sight really can happen in Second Life. But be aware, the first glimpse of him, her in First Life could make that evening fright night. One of the best stories of Second Life and love and everything. This is it also. I just loved. So this gal lived in Seattle, and the guy lived somewhere outside of London. Okay, and she and he, oh my God, they had a torrid Second Life love affair. They partnered. They were together for a year. She saved her money and nickels and dimes to go visit him in First Life. And sure enough, after a year and change, he finally flew over, was there about a week, came back, and basically said she would, even though she'd had sex with him and everything else in First Life, said he wasn't for her or what have you. But they remained married in Second Life because she thought he was the perfect partner in Second Life. Which is interesting, right? Gemini. Okay, as a Gemini, you have a natural charm and wit which appeals to a wide range of people. This month, you can use this to your advantage by becoming a Second Life stripper, and this could lead to a promotion.
All right.
Does anybody ever put on their First Life resume shit that you did in Second Life? Augie, have you ever stuck anything up there? I mean, like
Yeah,
you
I've
just
had to.
slipped
I've
it
had
in.
to.
Second
You know,
Life.
You've been
Yeah.
unemployed for a few years. You have no choice.
I was something there from Treat TV that I may or may not have done.
Oh, you did that?
Okay.
Listed. How many people listed?
I was unemployed in real life. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Oh, I've worked for Treat TV. Oh, Jesus Christ.
There we go. Good enough.
Under
You
hobbies.
too, huh?
Proficient at Zingo.
Hey Lauren, that's actually how I got my first internship. I used my Second Life experience.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's great.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, that's great. I don't want to dare tell you what happens if I put it in there.
Brothel, here I come.
Let's go to Cancer. You need to begin this month by putting your foot down with a friend who thinks that they are acting in your best interest. Romance may be difficult mid-month, and you will need to think seriously about how to move forward, especially if you find out that she is a he. By the way, in 10 minutes, we are about to have
Phemie Alcott.
Phemie Alcott. Which,
And
by
she's
the way,
in
is
the house.
interesting. It's a female, and her initials are Pa. Hello, Phemie. You said it right. Okay, we said it right. Yes, so let's go to Leo.
That's me.
Emotions are running high in the first half of the month, but you are unusually perceptive right now and can resolve things with a few well-chosen words, such as, no, I will not partner you. Okay.
I
You ever have
use a
anybody come up to
partner.
you in Second Life and say, can I borrow 25 lindens? I want to get partnered with somebody. I don't have the 25 lindens. You don't have 25 lindens. I mean, come on. You know, you have to saw a penny in half to get the 25 lindens. Haley is great about that. When we go shopping, like the dress is like 200 lindens. She goes, what is that, like 29 cents? Come on, buy it. I can't buy those shoes. They were 350 lindens. That's like 31 cents. Relax. Okay? I went to my bank and I asked them, at the ATM machine, could they, do everything in lindens? They were very upset with that comment. Did you hear about those guys? They've been encrypting people's hard drives from outside and then charging you in bitcoins to get your hard drive unencrypted. You know, yeah. There you go. Some more.
Taking it hostage.
By the way, Mike Denny, that's I was just giving you an idea so you can make some extra money because Mike could actually do this, by the way. He's one of the great creators here at Second Life. Phenomenal. Yeah. Right. So let's go on to Virgo. And let's not forget, this show is about penises and vaginas so that lots of people will accidentally tune in and then go, what the hell am I watching? Some deep voice in this little short skirt that I don't know. Virgo, a range of positive influences this month means that you will see success literally falling into your lap. And her name is Candy Lips Vavoom. You may find yourself getting so excited that you lose some particles and forget that you're already partnered. Don't you like some of the names that these people pick out? Just phenomenal.
I'm changing my name, man. That's like Hot Lips Houlihan.
Hot Lips Houlihan. Hello, Hot Lips. Yeah, but you are Hot Lips. I know what you look like. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Can you sound a little bit less creepy when you say that? I know what you're
I can see you from my window.
And I'm rubbing myself with cheese.
Where you live,
Red violets of Purdue. Touching myself.
I am in the attic above your bed looking down. What was that book that the guy wrote like that? Was it some whack book that was out there? All right, for you Libras. It may seem a little early in the year to be thinking about taking a vacation, but the planets indicate that this is the best time for you to leave Second Life since you haven't gotten up from your chair in nearly 2 years. Do people have special clothes they like to wear when they're in Second Life, like lounge wear? Do some of you guys portray being Larry the lounge lizard while you're hanging around Second Life? By the way, I'll get back to the babysitter clubs. There's a lot of babysitters here, by the way, Augie, in Second Life. There are groups. There's one called the Babysitters Club. They say, this is the Babysitters Club. We sit on babies. So that's what they really like to do.
The ritual group, I know them.
You know that group, right?
See y'all, that was great.
Take care, Passion.
Yeah. Here's one, another Babysitters Club. Welcome to a place that runs like a family. Love and caring for each child that steps into our doors. We are dedicated staff to make your time in Second Life fun so that you can leave your child here. Like, I'm kidding. I mean, come on. Second Life, you know, frickin' mesh baby. I just leave it anywhere. Leave it in my luggage.
You upgraded to a mesh baby from your little prim baby that you used to just throw in your
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, she's not mesh. She's not mesh. Prim baby. Those mesh babies, you know, they're going on milk cartons in First Life. Have you seen my mesh baby?
Must refind it. It cost me $4, maybe $5.
I saw in a store one time severed heads, and they were under a glass dome, and it was like severed head of your ex-girlfriend or severed head of your ex-mistress or something. It was great.
Do you know the good news about the Second Life babies? Nobody ever made one like one of those Ozamels or whatever where you had to feed it. Okay, Scorpios, all right? Scorpios rarely need to be told to be cautious as it's their standard approach to decision-making. However, the planetary influences are encouraging you to take risks right now, so perhaps being a Second Life emo is in it for you. Just remember, the first cut is the deepest. There you go.
Yeah.
The first cut
oh,
is the
dear
deepest.
God. Where's that groan button? Where is it? There it is.
Here's a babysitter's club for military children in Second Life. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know there was a military group in here.
What, just make them do push-ups until they take a nap?
Oh, my God. Yeah. Here's an adult brat boarding house for 18 to 19-year-old teen girls. Oh, this is a pedophile freaking babysitter.
Okay, Lauren, you're going into areas that you don't want to touch.
Look what it says here. It says, brat boarding house for 18, 19-year-old teen girls, naughty schoolgirls, sexy, sweet young brats, some of which are bitches.
Okay, and where's this?
Do you have a landmark for this by
Well,
James? Or...
It's a Pakistani neighborhood near where you're living. That's where it is. Okay. And we have just 5 more minutes before we go to something much more interesting, our music. But let's go on to Sagittarius. Now, boy, we haven't gotten through all these yet, or am I doing them over again? Where do we start? We started with Aries. Oh, we still got more to go. If you act now, success will be fully within your grasp. A friend who owns some land will try to sell it to you at an unreasonable price. Instead, buy a new dress and go dancing. You will find someone who will give you land instead. Yeah.
Sweet.
Get the right dress. Yeah, Capricorn, you have been feeling as though something has been holding you back. This is called lag.
Buy a new graphics card. Everything will be fine.
Oh, look at this. Young girls for mature men in Second Life. More than 350 members. We're of legal age, and we want to learn hot, free sex. Fucking coming. Oh, my God. We could say that, and then we'd have everybody watching this show on the internet. Okay. Let's go. Aquarians. Okay, you Aquarians. If you are looking for success this month, then you can rely on your charming personality and a couple of great pose balls. Emotionally, this is a month where you should be looking to someone to make some kind of a commitment. Don't be scared to give them an ultimatum. Get off my pose balls. Okay.
Lauren, Phemie is right there. You could give her the
stage. All right, I'll get off the stage and finish the last bit so she can do the da-da-da. I got you. I'm coming down off the stage. Set up, Phemie. You get set up and ready to go.
Phemie, go ahead and use the stage.
All right. And these are the last ones, and you let us know when we're ready, okay, Jamie?
Will do.
All right. All right. Pisces. We didn't get to Pisces yet. Nostalgia is likely to dominate the first couple of weeks, but you can delete old inventory. However, the second half of the month will be demanding as a number of outstanding Sims need your close attention. Don't let romance distract you. Yeah.
Oh, that's no problem there.
Only.
So if guys wrote horoscopes, it'd be, Leo, if you're a girl, go bring me a bear.
Yeah.
Right? That'd be it. I mean, that's if guys wrote horoscopes. You can just see it, right? Anyhow, that's the end of the horoscopes. That's the end of the death threats.
Those are funny.
Yeah. What, we didn't do Capricorn? You sure?
No, I'm positive.
I better go back and get Capricorn. Excuse me. Oh, I'll get Capricorn. Hold on one second. Oh, hold on. Capricorn. We missed Capricorn? Are you sure? You sure, huh?
I'm
all right.
Positive.
Let's get to Capricorn. Capricorn.
Pull a piano out of
Capricorn, I read this. Capricorn, you have been feeling as though something has been holding you back. Mm-hmm. This is called lag.
Lag.
Oh, yes.
Yes. That you might have some problems hearing. Could be you're not using a USB headset.
That could be.
It could be.
No,
she probably just lagged out while you were reading it.
But we got to give an outstanding applause to Catboy for one of the best ever on the 10 words and the fun we had during the whole thing. Catboy, you rocked the night tonight. You rocked it, and thanks to everybody. Let us know, Jamie, when everything's running. I want to thank everyone.
I sure will.
Okay. Well, while we're doing that, don't forget what to name it, Hobo. This show is called The Vagina, The Penis, and the Vagina. Yep, it's an Aesop's fable.
Lauren, is that where you...
Is Aesop's a dirty word?
It is now.
I see, it can be.
She was such an Aesop before she became a Bsop. No. Never mind. White Queen, thank you for coming. Indigo, we'll try to say every Cav and Muse and Mike and Tindallia, who sits there every. That was so great. Oh my God. Oh, bring her regularly. I want her to do some comedy. ZYBLMNL is here. Thank you, DrFran, Erica. Thank you, Augie. You're terrific. It's nice to see you. Haley and Orchid, Anja, Kate. Traveler, Derek. This is how we use up the time. Regan, Bevy, Perfax, Jamie,
Jumbo.
Cookie, Jezebel, Rick, Jay, Charlize, Sayrah.
You know she's just reading from a phone book now.
BobLoblaw.
Bill Clinton.
Wait a minute, just in case I missed anybody, let me start over again. Angelique, Explorer, and Phemie. Get up on stage, Phemie. Get it all going. Rock it up there. There's her piano and what have you. Yeah. Okay. Well, we have fun on Tuesdays, don't we? Yeah, this is cool. Yeah. Somehow we get through a whole hour. We don't have a clue how it happens. We don't know.
Nope.
We know nothing about it, but we just get through the show every week somehow. So while we're waiting,
she's screaming, folks, but I am not hearing
she's screaming or streaming.
She is screaming.
She's screaming on her streaming.
And let me know if it's me. I may have to relog, but she.
Oh, well, somebody
I'm not
tell us
hearing
what
yet.
it is. We're not hearing anything yet. Okay, that's
Yeah,
because
Nothing. Oh wait, I hear it now. I hear it.
You hear
I
it
have to
now?
Turn it up all the way.
Okay, well then that's it.
I
and
heard
I'm
someone
gonna
go
come off
check
the mic.
1 2.
Check
All
1
right.
2. That's her. That's it.